We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land which we are filming today, the people of the Kulin Nation. We also pay our respects to their elders, past and present. Hey everyone, and welcome to Queued Up. Today I'm here with Kim, and we're going to be diving in for something some people might call controversial. Might be a few allegedly thrown around in this episode. But we're going to unpack musicians, cancel culture, why fans secretly love some artists that the internet tells you should hate. I don't know, think of backstage drama. And yes, we will be talking about Nickelback.
I love Nickelback.
Everyone,
Spoiler alert.
Everyone, hates but secretly loves Nickelback. And diving into why that exists and what the internet's creative. Kim, do you feel like we cancel artists for fun more than anything else? Like, what do you think the scale is of appropriate cancellation versus they've really done something that bad?
It's hard because, of course, cancel culture has existed in this world, right? But with the power of social media, things get taken out of context and it just spun so many different ways that there's two ways of looking at it, right? There's like what is actually true and then what is actually like bandwagon culture.
And it's a scary world out there.
Yeah.
I've seen many things that might not be music related where people have paid bots to sway an audience to think one way. Because psychologically, if you're on TikTok and there's something going on and all the comments are saying, oh, I side with this person.
Yeah.
Like, are they actually real? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
that's very scary.
Cancel culture is, in a short definition, is really the public shaming of someone online.
Yeah.
What is cancelled in real life? I don't know.
Yeah, it's true, I guess, because if you hide out long enough, you don't feel the effects of being cancelled. But I guess, I don't know, not being able to get work in whatever industry you're in.
I guess it's really just...
No friends, no family.
No
being
friends.
Shunned by all the people you love.
I guess it depends what you've done. Yeah, I think there's definitely a scale. And sometimes I look at something and go like, wow, the internet's really lost its mind. But then there's other things where I think about it and I get like so enraged that nothing's happened.
Yeah.
For example, not to put a downer on the conversation, but you look at what's going on with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And the power that he held in the industry and the fact that so many people knew.
Yeah.
But nothing could happen because they were afraid.
Yeah. What's the same with Diddy, right?
I don't know. I think about that sort of stuff and I go, this is absolute, like the fact that this has gone on for so long is wild to me. But I also understand the complexities of power dynamics.
Yeah.
In those situations, because most of the time the people who are involved also have careers at stake and they're often used against them. And, I would call those legitimate cancellations.
Yeah.
Like, definitely don't need to be involving yourselves with those things. But I think like what we want to unpack on this episode is, the idea of cancel culture, which we've dived into a tiny bit, but can you separate the art from the artist that's been cancelled? I think this is a question that people pose all the time. And, decades people have gone, how do we separate a person from the art they've created? Can we still listen to it? It's a super, super complex question.
Yeah.
We have very different opinions on this.
Yeah, we do.
Which is going to be interesting.
It's a moral dilemma for sure. Do you want me to answer that question?
I think maybe we'll come back to it. I think let's unpack a few other things first, and then let's really dive into that question of if you believe that you can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be interesting for people to hear the fact that we also have opposing views on this.
Yeah. Everybody's different.
And everyone has a different way of consuming content and a different way of dissecting people and different things that they've done. But I think the first thing that I'd want to unpack is I wonder why fans stick around. Like, what is it about a relationship between an artist and a fan that makes them stick around whilst someone's getting what's so-called cancelled?
I guess that kind of answers the question that you were saying before. It's separating the art from the artist. You listen to music because you like the melodies, you like the lyrics, you like the stylistic choices, right? Outside of that, yeah. How about you? What do you think?
I think it's probably slightly different to that.
Okay.
I think that there's a very small element of it that is that.
Yeah.
But I think
nostalgia, maybe?
Nostalgia, but there is a particular power dynamic at play between a fan and an artist.
Yeah.
And a love and a connection and an obsession.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything that you can't have anymore that's like you love in your life.
It's because like ex-boyfriend.
Kind of is like an ex-boyfriend. But it's that, you know, I see what's happened and this and that, but there's an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the core of why fans will sometimes disregard things that they wouldn't in their normal life, which I find really fascinating because often people have standards for people in their real life and then standards for artists that they might view as
so true.
Potentially not real people.
Yeah, because we don't think of them as real people, actually. That's a very valid point.
So it's like, oh, hold on.
I don't know them.
Yeah, it's like you'd hold someone in your real life to a completely different standard. Why?
Yeah, you'd be like, cut.
You'd feel like, see you later. Out you go.
Out you go.
But for an artist, it's almost like a hall pass. Like people go, oh, that's fine. Like they did that thing.
Yeah, obviously within reason, depending on what it is.
And I think there's that, obviously, that emotional attachment, but loyalty. It's like to a brand or anything like that. If there's loyalty there between an artist, they'll still chart. Like Kanye West still charts.
Yeah, I think it's probably also songs hold memories, and those memories are dear to people. So it could be, say, like your wedding song was something where someone got cancelled. That's so sad, you know? Like you're not gonna, that's where you'd probably separate, you know, your emotions and your memories from the artist. I think it's really complicated.
It's almost like the mockery of it, which is like the Nickelback side of stuff where people
are
like, oh, you like Nickelback, that's funny. And then there's the serious side of it. So I find with the Nickelback stuff, it's more like, I don't know, it's not really that real.
Yeah, like people say it's cringe, it's lame, it's this, it's that. It's like guilty pleasure vibes.
Yeah. Well, wait, this actually slaps.
As I said before, I love Nickelback and I don't care what anyone says.
I literally was trying to figure out the genesis of why people dislike them. I literally couldn't find anything but for the fact that I remember we had a conversation with someone.
It was Todd. Shout out to Todd.
It was Todd, yeah, my boss Todd. About how they were in the foundation of their career, they signed to a label, Roadrunner Records, which was
predominantly heavy metal, yeah, and then they came in sort of more.
So they were like,
what would you call them? What would you call Nickelback? What genre?
They'd be more rocky, yeah.
Definitely not heavy metal.
And they were probably like the laughing stock of the record, and that's where it started. But I just feel like it's taken a life of its own. I'm like, guys, these songs were really good.
They're so good.
It's like my guilty pleasure. What's something that you listen to that's, you know,
guilty pleasure?
Yeah, a bit of a guilty pleasure.
I'd like to rephrase that because I don't think anything should be guilty because, you know.
Okay.
If we're talking about just any artist that you want to listen to.
Yeah.
I love listening to musical theatre. I love little musical theatre mixes. There's actually someone who does covers, heavy metal covers of musical songs.
Oh, that's
I'll
interesting.
Have to find the out of that guy and put it in the show notes.
I don't know if I'm going to vibe with that, but
it's actually so good. That guy actually did Defying Gravity a while back. So give it a listen. But yeah, I mean, I love Les Mis.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your favourite musical was.
My favourite musical is Les Mis.
Right.
It hasn't been topped yet.
Yeah.
But musical in the genre of actually seeing the stage show, because then adding in these movies is a whole other thing.
Oh yeah, I'm talking stage show. Mine's
Les Mis.
Probably quite niche, and not like unless you're in the Broadway community, you probably wouldn't know it. It's called Violet.
No.
Oh, it's such a stunning musical. It's set in the time of like the Vietnam War. The score, the writing of it is just like, I think about it and I'm like, oh, the harmonies.
Love it.
No, but I think stuff like that is guilty, but it's like it's a guilty pleasure, but it's not really that serious.
What's your guilty pleasure outside of musical theatre? Because that was my guilty pleasure.
This might be because I have nieces in my life, but low-key kids music slaps. Like,
I love the Wiggles.
They have some really...
High Five. You know,
High Five
for you?
were the best.
High
Five Christmas.
In my music bowl.
Oh,
Santa Claus is...
I hate to admit it, but that show has gone downhill since High Five broke up. Now they've got like Rob Mills and stuff coming out. They wheel them out to do that little Christmas section, but it always used to be High Five and Santa. And it was my favorite thing of the year.
Yeah.
High Five Christmas album. Don't even get me started on the High Five Christmas album.
Love it.
You've just
Sparked
a passion in me.
Love it.
But back onto, I guess, now we've sidetracked onto things that are sort of like less serious.
Yeah.
A bit more fun. High Five Christmas. I don't see High Five getting cancelled at any point in the future.
Well, look, never say never, because you
Oh,
people
no.
seem to get cancelled for, obviously, you said before, the most random reasons, and you just don't know what someone does in their lives. So there could be something very controversial.
And
who knows?
Let's talk about accountability.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, what do you think artists who have something happen to their fans?
That's such a hard question. I feel like I'm not the right person to answer it, because it's like, who is the right person? What is keeping someone accountable? Is it that they go to jail for 50 years? Is it that they do not jury duty. Jury duty. Clearly, I've never been in trouble with the law. I have no idea what goes on.
Community service.
Community service.
What you're trying to say, I think.
Not jury duty.
Yeah.
It's those things. It's like, is that the peak of accountability, the law? Because I don't know.
I mean, I feel like people might think they're higher than it. Like, if you look at some of the people request and ask for like these well-written PR apology statements about things.
Yeah.
They're like, there's been one recently, I'm not going to name names, but where basically said that they were going to go to therapy and okay. I'd like to see some action. I think accountability and showing up to your fans, I think what they owe their fans is showing them growth. That's not going to happen straight away. And yeah, they can put up this weird apology statement where it's like, I shall change and be better.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, because I feel like in the era of like 2017 YouTube, there was a
Bye, sister.
Bye, sisters. There was a lot of cancellations and a lot of apologies. So I feel like it's almost being desensitized to it, where if you say sorry, like, it's like, whatever. Actually, you want to see that, you're a better person. You want to see that.
But I think you'd want that in your life.
That's very
true.
true.
You have someone say, oh, I'm sorry I did this thing. You're like, well, that's fine. I accept your apology, but I need to see that it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
And I think that's one element of it. But when it gets as serious as like R. Kelly or Diddy, it's legal ramifications, right? Of what happened allegedly. Because I guess in those situations, that's true justice. But, what is true justice when the law's not involved?
Yeah, it's funny. More off topic from music, but that I won't say who it is. But there was a person who was talking about, how long in my life do I have to be ridiculed for this? And it's like, well, you should have thought about that before you committed a serious crime. You have to deal with that for the rest of your life. And I think that's what people don't realize is your actions have consequences. And it's like, everyone has the right to shame you for the rest of your life,
Yeah, I mean, I agree to an extent.
Yeah. Depending on the severity of what it is,
I mean, another non-music related thing is I look at, if we're talking internet personalities, I look at someone like Trisha Paytas. I don't know how much you know about Trisha Paytas, but my goodness, has that girl been controversial?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you don't see everything online, but what I see is that potentially she's turned her life around. But when I look at that, and I see what she says, the one thing that comes out to me is she's like, I will always apologize. Like, I've apologized for everything, but I'll continue to apologize.
Yeah.
I do feel like you have to be content with the idea that you can't change the mistakes of the past, and new people are going to constantly be discovering your mistakes and potentially expecting an apology. And I think that's similar with musicians, is that depending on the severity, maybe you've written, like, because you can't erase the past. And I think you look at a lot of songs from the early 2000s and you go, ooh, that's potentially like the lyrics of that song are probably not ideal. But it's like, then it becomes the whole argument of, can you grade something that's been made on the past on the education and the outlook of someone in 2025? Or 2026?
That's so true.
Can you? Like, I don't think so, because that was made in a time where the mindset was different. If it doesn't make it right, it's so complicated.
It's so complicated, because it's like, if they didn't know for something like culturally sensitive, can you absolutely crucify them? That's where I'm like, okay, give them a break. Like, if they take the steps to educate themselves and understand why that's an issue and not just be like, oh, well, like, you're wrong. You're too woke.
Yeah.
You know, like actually sit down and understand the perspective of that person perhaps saying that and validate it. But then,
and I listen
forward
to some of that like early 2000s music, and I love those songs because they remind me of like moments.
Yeah.
Or like parties.
Tied to memory.
It's tied to memories. And then I listen to the content of the song and I go, ooh.
Yeah, it's like movies as well, right?
Like, I don't know if I morally agree with this.
Yeah.
I guess like moving away from the person making the mistake in terms of what's actually in the song, can you listen to a song with lyrics that potentially you don't ethically or morally agree with and still enjoy it?
That happened to me the other day on the treadmill. I was listening to DMX.
Yeah.
I won't say what song it was, but I was like, oh, that lyric was quite a lot. And I feel like I'm going to remove that from a playlist that I've made now.
Yeah.
Because then, well, that's the whole thing. Like, can you imagine with you make playlists and then someone gets cancelled? You don't want to be.
Oh, I can imagine because it happens all the time. It happens
all the time. Reflected in what you think is okay to listen to.
Yeah. And I think like within my work, like I can't even have a personal question about moral responsibility because the retailer's like, I don't care, remove it.
Yeah. Well, at least that's good. It's like black and white.
But I guess in my personal life, I would definitely probably still, like if I actually unpack some of the lyrics, I'd probably listen to some songs that I don't agree with, like the way that someone might talk about women.
Yeah.
But do I still like the song? Yes. Which I think is slightly different from like if someone's personally, the artist themselves has been cancelled.
Yeah.
Has done something that's illegal. Can you still listen to the music? I guess this is more.
Someone says something controversial.
Yeah, like potentially they have different political or moral stances than you.
Which is, I guess, you know, each their own, everybody has their own opinion, but it differs from mine. So I would say that that's where I remove myself if it's different to me.
Yeah. I think that like something can still be catchy, something can still be popular. But if it's severely different, then probably not.
Yeah.
It's so complex. I feel like I could talk about it forever. And like I'm lucky that at Cusick it is pretty simple. Yeah. Because we don't want any part of that.
No. But you also like you can't listen to songs with swear words.
No swearing, no nothing.
That's
very
the issue for you. Clean.
It's very clean over here at Cusick. We keep it clean. But we look at like if an artist gets cancelled and we go, oh, okay, I guess we have to remove all their music. And then how far do you take that? Do you take it to, we have to remove all of the songs that they've produced as well?
Yeah.
Because you look at someone like Diddy and he's literally
that's so true.
Been across so many of the songs of the early 2000s, not only as an artist, but like in other ways.
Yeah.
So like, where's the line?
Yeah. I guess if you're talking about retail, it would be that as mass, do people understand that this is affiliated with him? Not necessarily like the weeds of, he produced this song.
Yeah.
You know, it's the association.
It's the mass association.
Worry that people associate themselves with an artist.
I guess like I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway. Do you feel like TikTok and social media has changed the way it's basically grown this idea of cancel culture?
Yeah. It definitely has. Twitter as well. I feel like Twitter was where
Twitter is the depths of the depths, isn't it? Like you see some wild stuff on. And do you think it's too harsh for musicians?
Again, it depends what it is, you know?
Like, let me give you an example. Like, just say, I know that Nicki Minaj had a scandal back in the day where some of her old tweets resurfaced.
Yeah.
Like, where do you place that on the scale? Because it's something that she's done in the past.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I always have a level of, like, empathy. I mean, probably, empathy, because I've probably tweeted stuff myself that have gone, maybe I wasn't educated enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, even looking at your own Facebook statuses from when you were 15.
Some of mine were like, today I baked brownies.
And you just like, what the hell was I saying?
Yeah, that's so scary to me because we also grew up in a point in time, which I think some of this stuff's come from, like when Nicki Minaj, she was probably a lot older, so like, I don't know, good excuse. But as a teenager, you don't understand the consequences at that point when social media was new.
Yeah.
Of what putting something online meant.
Yeah.
Like, that's staying there. And then if you're a public figure, not only is it staying there, if you delete it, people still have evidence of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, they say when you become a lawyer, you have to like confess everything that you've done.
I mean,
Even
even
like a parking fine or a speeding fine.
even as a police officer, they scrub everything.
Yeah.
You can't have any foot wrong. You can't say anything controversial or this or that. And I don't know. I think sometimes it can go overboard. Yeah, old jokes resurfacing. I think if someone's